Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of production.
But answer my question though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come to your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, sponsored by Concordia University on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man, give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. Now, I'm asking the mayor and the common council president and the common council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
Y'all know what it is, Truth Nation! It's Dr. Ken Harris, Truth in the Afternoon! Y'all know what time it is, get up out your seats! It's 4 p.m., 4 to 6, let's go, Dr. Ken! Now that's an open. That's what I'm talking about. Can't let Tory Love be the only one around here rolling like that. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. As you can tell, Benjamin is here in this place. 833-212-1017 is the number. Y'all gonna be hearing from Ben all afternoon long. It's on. It better be on. See, he thought I was kidding when I said, so you're gonna open up or what? He was like, right now? I'm like, hey, no time like the present. 833-212-1017 is the number. Did you notice anything about the news that Carrie Noni did? All of the news was dead, killed. Now we passed the, is Tory Lowe still here? We passed the mark of having more homicides this year than we had the year before and the year before. Like what, about a month ago? Haven't heard a word about it. Haven't heard, oh my gosh, it's terrible. We need to talk about it. We talked about the little 10-year-old that got killed, but then that was it. We talked about the fact that a 10-year-old shot his mother, and then that was it. Nothing else, nothing further, nothing more. And I find it unfortunate that we now look at things that happen like that. And so I had to deal with some things dealing with me. I had a friend of mine tell me that they were spending Sunday doing personal development, right? And they text me some questions. Hey, what do you think about this? And what do you think about that? And blah, 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 right? And so one of the things that I didn't share was something I'm dealing with as it relates to coming to the end of the year in Milwaukee. I was trying to say end of the year and end of a year, and I said end of a. But I digress. How do you deal with disappointment? Like everybody in life is disappointed at some time, big, small, kind of medium. But unfortunately, many of us choose to complain and whine about our problems. And it's irritating. I think it's important to acknowledge that we need to recognize our disappointments and not just ignore them, but how do we do it without actually being a nag to other people? Because we can go on and on and on and on. And so I think the answer lies in learning what I like to call constructive ways to acknowledge disappointment. Now, what is disappointment? What can it do for you? Well, it can build character. It'll definitely give you patience. I mean, if you let it. Like, learning to deal with disappointment constructively can make you a stronger person in the end. That's just me. Now, the first thing you need to do when you're really learning to deal with disappointment, really coping with it, is to recognize what you used to do in the past. So as this new year comes up, think about how you dealt with it. Bad coping mechanisms. Everybody has them. Everybody does it. Do you reach for the chocolate shake that they make in the Avenue when you're feeling depressed about something? I know I do. I did it today. I ain't gonna lie. I had to have a small chocolate shake. I came here Sunday night when I was at our sister station, and I couldn't. They ran out. I was depressed, to say the least. But I mean, do you do that? Do you reach for ice cream or go sit all by yourself? Do you get drunk? You do drugs. What do? Lose yourself in football, go into your man cave and forget about it? And how fast did you realize that none of that works? And that it's time to really figure out how you're going to start a new one. Well, we got a new year coming up. It's December. Don't worry about what you didn't do this year. What are you going to do next year? Well, I got 5 tips on how to deal with disappointment. You ready? All right. Number 1, acknowledge what you're feeling. Be honest. A lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't like people being honest because it makes them feel weird, right? When you're vulnerable, sometimes people feel like they have to be vulnerable and they don't really want to. Well, that's okay. But I can acknowledge how I feel without punishing you. I can tell you I don't like something and not be mean about it. Because what you're really upset about, what you're really disappointed about is the actual situation, not the other person. So tell people without attacking. Be respectful. Because there really isn't a wrong or right way to feel. You just feel it. Number 2, put things in perspective. It may hurt. It may be frustrating. It may give you anger. Take a step back. Look at the big picture. It's probably not as bad as you think. Go for a walk. Take a deep breath. Calm down. Get away from the situation so that later you can come back with the fresh mind. Number 3, refuse to doubt yourself. Everybody else doubts you. Everybody else looks at you like, you said you was going to do it last time and you failed. And sometimes being disappointed can kind of make you feel like a failure. And you might think about why it happened, and you feel stupid for letting it happen. I should have known better. But then you got to realize you're not the first person to be disappointed. You're not going to be the last person to be disappointed. So then number 4, look for a solution. Compromise. Come up with something. You can't have your way all the time. But sometimes there's a second option you can agree on. Look for the good that's in your disappointment. And then finally, reevaluate. And like if you don't like what you see, change. Sometimes when we are disappointed, it may be a sign we need to re-examine our priorities. Is that person, is that thing, is that situation, is that job a priority? You might need to make some major changes. You might need to make some minor changes, but you got to be flexible. Refocus attention on new goals, new things that you want to do. And with this new year coming up, you have to realize that even people who've had a small degree of success have faced disappointment. The problem is, if you want to be a winner, don't quit. They learn from their failures, they learn from their disappointments, and they go on to win. So the most important takeaway, right? The biggest thing you need to think about and know, you have to answer the question, who is your biggest motivator? And it's simple. It's you.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth.
Be sure to tune in to Making Your Money Work with Associated Bank this Wednesday from 6